Hi, boys and girls. This is our science video all about biomes. So the materials you'll need for this video are your science packet and your crayons. So please gather those materials and pause the video if you need to. All right, welcome back. So let's first turn to the very last page, biomes. And really quickly, I'm going to tell you what a biome is. A biome is basically like another way to say habitat. And we've actually talked about habitats in our last science video. Remember that habitats are just the plants and animals that live in a certain area. And we looked at all types of aquatic habitats, right? So habitats with water, like a marsh, a river, or the ocean. And then we talked about terrestrial habitats, which were habitats on land, like the desert, the rainforest, or the grasslands, which a lot of you said you'd like to visit, which would be pretty cool, I have to admit. So biome is something that is very similar. It's just a meaning of like a part of the world that has a certain type of climate, so a certain type of weather, and has certain types of animals and plants that live there. And we're going to be looking at the biomes right in this section here. So using our crayons, we're going to start with the grasslands. And I'd like for you to choose orange. Haha. Orange, please, for the grasslands. And we're going to color it just like that. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. So where are the grasslands located in the world? And this is a map of the world. So our first grassland area is in the United States area, right over here. And we're going to color two parts. There's a grasslands area right on the west coast of the United States, so somewhere here in California. And then there's grasslands right in the middle. As we're coloring and working through the map, boys and girls, feel free to pause the video where you need to so that you can color it in. And of course, you're going to probably do a much better job than I am, and I'm just going a little faster for time purposes. Right below in South America, we have several grasslands. You have a grassland right here in the northern part of South America. Right in this region here on the east side of South America. And then one right here in the south, right before the tip. So I didn't really realize that grasslands could just be anywhere. But remember, the grasslands is also that area of the world that has like cheetahs and lions and stuff. So we know that those animals live really in Africa. And look at this. This whole area right here is all grassland. So we're going to color in the grassland right here in Africa. And like I said, pause it where you need to. Okay. There are grasslands right over here. This is Russia, Asia, and Europe. So this whole area right here. And the grasslands in these areas are right in here and into this country we know as India. Go ahead and color it in and try to be careful of all the these little bits of biome that are not grasslands. We want to color them a different color. And then right next to India, we have some little strips of land here in Asia, and we're going to color in just this little bit right here. And then the continent Australia, there's a big grassland here, where I believe that's where like the koalas and the kangaroos live, right? You can only find them in this region, so in this biome. Okay, we're going to move on to deserts, and you are going to need your yellow crayon for that. So let's color in our desert yellow. And let's start in, again, North America where we live. And look at that. No surprise here. Right next to the grassland in California, we have this area that's all yellow. And for those of you who have visited places like Arizona or Nevada, that is pretty much desert land right there. And then down here in South America, we have another area of desert right between the two grasslands. In Africa, right here, we have this huge area of desert. And right here into what is called the Middle East. All of these countries right here in the Middle East and in Africa are desert. And you might know this area as like the Sahara Desert. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. We have countries like Egypt where the pyramids are. And when we think pyramids, right, that looks like the desert. There's lots of sand. And then down here at the most southern part of Africa is a desert biome. And then right over here in Asia, in the continent of Asia, we have this whole area is a desert biome. Right down in the continent of Australia, you have a desert biome right down here. Next, we have something called the Scrublands. The Scrublands. And Scrublands, let's do pink for Scrublands. I'm going to color that one pink right here in my little key. And what are the Scrublands? Well, Scrublands are basically an area where most of the plants are scrub kind of plants. So those include like grass, lots and lots of grass and shrubs and bushes and herbs and things like that. So kind of like a a um, a desert or a grassland, but it has really, really tall types of grasses. So we call these scrublands. And we have scrublands right over in, let's see, here's a scrubland right here in Africa. We're going to color this area right here at the very northern tip. That's a scrubland. And then right in this continent here, this is Europe. See that little dot? We're going to color that pink as well. Down here at the southern tip of Africa, I forgot, this area is also a scrubland. And right over here on the southern part of Australia, we're also going to color pink with scrublands. Okay, let's move on to actually this area right here, now that I'm looking at it, right here where we live, this should be colored in pink. Good grief, Mrs. Santos. So I'm going to try to color that in pink because we actually do live in a kind of scrubland area, right, where there's lots of tall grass, rocks, there's lots of bushes and shrubs and stuff. So let's color our area pink. There are deserts located in California, but most of that area is like a scrubland. And that's why we grow so much fruits and vegetables in our state. All right, we're off to the tundra. Very, very cold place, right? So who's doing a polar bear, I think that's GT. No, you're doing panda, right, GT? I think it's Alfredo. The tundra, where the polar bear is located, is all going to be right up here. And we know this area as the North Pole. So get ready. Here we go. Ooh, let me make sure I color in my little dot down here so I know that's the tundra. And it's all right up in here. This area is the tundra. And again, guys, I'm gonna color it kind of quick, but I want you to color it much neater and nicer than me. And then this part right up here, that's part of the tundra. This place is actually called Greenland. Isn't that crazy? Greenland, where you think it would be nice and green and grassy. No, it's really very cold and icy. And all these little islands out here are super cold. This area right up here you might know as Alaska, right? Alaska is very much like a tundra, super cold. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to start in North America here, and then I'm going to work my way over to Russia, right over, oh, part of this is red, but the other part we're going to color a different color. These islands up here are all in the tundra biome, and then right up here in Europe, and look at this, all of this up over here is going to be colored in red to show the tundra biome. Let me color all these little islands as well. Okay, we're nearly done, boys and girls. We're about to do the deciduous forest. So for the deciduous forest, which is next on our key, you're going to need, obviously, green. So let's get green. Right here, the dark green, if you could, because we're going to use dark and light green. So for the deciduous forest in dark green, we're going to color right here in the North American part of the world. And then, of course, right over here. And remember that the deciduous forest means that these are the areas with trees where they change color and the trees lose their leaves. Right down in South America, you have this area here where we have deciduous forest, and this area here where you have deciduous forest. Oops, I forgot something, guys. We're going to need red again. Right here in South America, next to the deciduous forest, is a tundra. Can you imagine? Look at that. There's a tundra right there. And they call this area the Andes Mountains, where there's lots of snow and mountain. Very cold. All right, moving over here to Europe. Most of Europe, and then the other half of the island out here, that is all deciduous forest biomes. This part right there, and then all this area right in here. I forgot another area again, you guys. Don't be mad at me. Okay. Right here on the tips, we have pink. This is also the Scrublands. Scrub and Scrub land. And it looks like this is also Scrubland here too. So all this area where I colored that dot, that's also Scrubland. In Africa, we have a deciduous forest right here below the Scrubland. And then on the far side of Russia, which is actually Asia, this is where China is located, it's all deciduous forest. We have more deciduous forests right into these islands, and this island over here, which is the Philippines, and this little itty bitty island right here. There is also deciduous forests in Australia, this west side of the island and the little island below it, and these islands over here. I think that's New Zealand, is also deciduous forest. Coniferous. We're going to need the light green crayon. So let's grab the light green crayon. And remember, coniferous is a forest with the trees that don't ever change color. So kind of like a Christmas tree. So the coniferous forests are this whole area in North America. It's a lot. Here we go. And then right into no coniferous forest in South America, but there is a coniferous forest right here in Russia. This whole area is a coniferous biome. Tons of evergreen trees or pine trees. And that's it for coniferous, which leaves our last category on our key, the tropical rainforest biome. And we're going to use purple for this one. So I'm going to color this in purple, like that. And you guessed it, all the areas that are left in the world, this area, that little tip of North America is Florida. There's Florida, and these are the like Cuba and Haiti, these islands right here, they're purple. Right here in Central America, it's a rainforest. And then we have this huge area of the rainforest right here in South America. We also know this area as the Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest. There we go. There is also a rainforest in Africa. So right in this area, the west side of Africa, right in the middle of Africa, and you see this little island over here in Africa? We're going to color it too. You might know this little island as Madagascar. Madagascar. Okay. And now, not this section right here. I miscolored it one more time, guys. This section over here in Asia, continent Asia, we're going to color all these areas purple because it is like a rainforest here. Look at all the different biomes of Australia. It has a rainforest, it has shrubs, it has grasslands and a desert, and even a forest. And we could say the same thing for where we live too. Look at that, look at all the biomes here. Now this biome right here that's blank is actually, it's a tundra. And you might know this area where the highest mountain in the world is. It's called Mount Everest. And if you've ever heard of that mountain, it's located right here in this area where it's super cold and snowy. And there we go. We are all done with our biomes page. Make sure you complete this in your science packet.